Well, here I am, dancing and jiggling my butt off for this cheering crowd. I'm doing the performance of my life, my arms moving and hips swaying to the music. My ornaments jangling and moving to my every step. I've been doing this for a few hours now, and the people here still want more. Their festive vibe is contagious, and I'm enjoying myself. You may see me as a sexy, tanned, limber girl, but I'm actually a guy. My name is Spiros. It's a pretty strange story of how I got to be like this. Some talent agency posted on campus that they needed someone that knew a specific dance from Greece. It was for this huge wedding. Probably the biggest one in the state. They were offering $500 for any women that knew dance moves and gestures from some small island on the eastern Greek island chain. I had seen the ads plastered around the campus and also online. Nobody was biting. They were getting desperate. Then the offer went to $2,000. That was looking like good money. I had an idea. I don't know if what I learned is from the same area they want. But I have no other choice. I was born in the US, but every year, I spent my summer in Athens. There was this nice old lady there in the neighborhood. She loved having kids come over. The town was pretty boring there. But that kind old lady, she taught lots of us kids there some special folklore dancing. Lots of girls in the neighborhood liked going to her place to learn a few moves. Lots of boys too. I went there to look at the girls. Some kids left after a while, but I stuck around. Being there and seeing them dance, I picked up a lot of those moves. I was a quick learner. I got that belly dancing part down. At first I did it as a joke to mess with some of the girls and give them a hard time. That a boy was a better belly dancer than a girl. But I was soon one of Granny's favorite pupils. I even got to be a dancer in the neighborhood festival one year too. I was still young enough to look girly. I was girl on stage and nobody in town figured out it was me. But that was years ago. Can I surely dance like that again and earn those $2,000? I'm sure it will all come back to me. But the problem is that I was a guy. The wedding people want a woman. I'm too big and I can't pull it off being in drag. Let alone trying to do a sensual dance with a male body. Yuck! Ugly mental picture. Everyone on campus heard about Alan and James. They're some mad scientists. They created a formula that changes your sex. There was my answer. My best friend's sister attends one of their classes and I asked her for the favor of meeting them. She came through, and I met up with James. He was a pretty cool guy. Although a little serious. I told him of my plan and he decided that he would help me. He just told me to take lots of notes and to take pictures. Alan, the guy who invented the formula, is always wanting subjects and their samples. I was a little nervous, but James assured me that it was okay. He called the formula TG82 or something. There had already been about 12 others that have changed, including himself. He gave me some pills and told me that they last about a day and a half. He also said I have to take another pill before 36 hours, otherwise I won't look the same as before. He said that they haven't locked down the transformations yet. If I turn back into a guy and take the pill again, I won't have the same features. And that it would ruin your plans if you mess up. As I was leaving, James gave me a set of clothes as well. He said he didn't know what I would turn into or if it would fit me, but it was better than nothing. I thanked him for his help. So I made it home and I took the pill. I locked all the doors in my house and turned off the lights. I sat down on my bed and waited for the transformation to start. I was nervous and shaky and also a little doubtful. I mean, can someone really change their sex? Could they change back? Can I change back? Then, I felt something. A gurgle in my stomach. Some tingling in my extremities, then some more strange sensations all over my body. I started rubbing my arms because they were itchy and all my hairs fell off with each scratch. That pill was working. I decided to go into the bathroom and turn on the shower. Let the water warm up. I figured if I lose any more body hair, they'll fall into the drain. I went toward the bathroom mirror, and as I was taking off my shirt, I noticed the hair on my head was getting longer. My normally dark hair was turning a light brown. My sideburns were getting huge. That's weird. I also lost a few inches. I was getting shorter. My boxers and pants fell down, my body was getting skinnier. I crept closer to the mirror and took a good look at my face. It was someone else's face. I mean, I knew it was me, but another person was staring back. My brown eyes started to get little specks of blue in them. I felt a sharp pain and I winced. When I opened my eyes, they had both turned a pretty aquamarine color. Why did I say pretty? Oh well. My normal man's face started to smooth out. I could feel my tongue was changing and licking my teeth that were totally different now. I no longer saw any stubble on me. My new face was as smooth as any girl's. My earlobes changed too. I was always self-conscious about how big my ears were, but now if they were smaller, they were being hidden by my new longer hair now. I decided to look at other parts of my body, not just my face. I noticed my broad shoulders were no longer that. They had a feminine slope to them. I guess I could call it that. For a while now I could feel a grinding sensation in my ribs too. I turned sideways and I could tell that my ribcage had shrunk as well. I could feel my arms and legs shortening as well. Speaking of turning sideways, I took a glance over at my backside. My hips and butt were getting bigger. They certainly weren't a man's ass anymore, I was getting a girl's shape. The skin and muscles around my stomach took a more feminine shape as well. I was staring at myself in new places and had new curves never seen before. I was turned on by myself. To shake off that lustful feeling, I jumped into the shower. Bad idea. The rush of warm water all over my body was intense. I especially felt it in my chest. Oh boy. My chest. As the water was cascading down my soft new body, I felt a soft tingle in my nipples. I looked down on them and I saw that they were definitely changing. They were sticking out pretty far. My hands went toward them in that hot shower and I felt them pushing out. I could literally see them get bigger. Each breath I took, they pushed out a little more. I could see the water from the shower channeling down my new cleavage. I was in awe of myself. Do those pills change my libido? As I was still in the shower in awe of my new assets, I felt a sharp pulling sensation in my crotch. I kind of knew what it meant. My manhood was next to leave me. I could feel my balls going back into my body. Each tug sent a wave of pain into my abdomen. I started to squeak and moan. My voice was feminine and sexy. I could feel some weird pushing sensations in my pelvis as well. I could only guess that it was my womb forming in me. My penis was quickly shrinking and going back into me. All I had left was a little nub. I stuck my hands down there and felt new things that weren't there before. My balls were now fully gone into me, and I could feel an indentation below my now shriveled ballsack. It felt good touching myself there. I was screaming and I couldn't stop. I pushed my fingers there a little bit more. Somehow my longer fingernails ripped my skin down there. I pushed my fingers in too far. It hurt for a second and I saw a little bit of blood. I ripped my skin and found my new vagina. I grabbed my breasts and screamed in pleasurable orgasm in the hot steamy shower. I had fully become a woman. The next day, I called the number on the flyer and I told them that my name was Spiros and I was their woman. The talent agency people were ecstatic. They had other people come in to audition, but they didn't have the right moves that the bride's father wanted. They were getting very close to the deadline and were happy to have one more. I was asked where I learned my repertoire. I told them about my childhood in Greece. They asked me if I was available that day to see them and I said yes. I was to head to their office and there was going to be a live stream so that the wedding party people could see if I have the right moves they wanted. I was a little shy when I got there. There was a large group of people there ready to see me dance. And other people on cell phones looking busy. The computer and cameras were ready and I felt a little naked with just my blouse and yoga pants. The tech guy there came over to me and told me to just act natural. Okay, I said. I can understand their worries too. Thousands of dollars have been spent to make that wedding happen and it looks that this dancing part was all that was left to finish their final plans. Everyone's eyes were on me. I took off my shoes and socks and faced the camera. I let out a deep breath. The music was like ones I heard back in my youth. Something inside my head clicked. I remembered those times. I raised my arms, put a little sway in my step and started to dance for the camera.